here are my group members. So here we are going to talk about the Palm Company business plan. Moving ahead with the first slide. The business is all about dealing with the production of cooking oil and the soaps. The crude palm oil is used as the basic raw material. So the basic main reason to start a small scale business is because of the minimum capital available with the companies and the gradual increase of the income uh, simultaneously. And the primary aim of the company is to create the employment within the youngsters so that the youngsters get the enough time and the chance to just grow up and show up their talent and to ensure that the availability of the products are there in the market. In the category of soaps, there were detergents, those are going to be manufactured, and the different quantities are going to be packed, such as for the commercial use, the soaps are going to be packed in the large quantity, whereas for the household or usage, the quantity is going to be the less or the medium. And the products are going to be produced on a medium scale as per according to the requirement. So moving ahead, I would like to invite Afneet for the next slide.
So I will talk about the targeted audience for industry. So both commercial industry and home users are the target audience for the industry. So we like the company wants its product to be designed as anyone can get it in as they want. So we like the packaging process is designed in that way. The commercial industry they want the packet they want the soaps and oil in a large production, so they can consume and purchase the product in large quantities rather than in small amounts. But for the home users, they want the product to be small in small packages and small amounts. So packaging is done in that kind of method so that they can consume the product in the way they want. So I'll hand over to the next person.
Here is Gujotpal. So I will talk about the industry surrounding. So nowadays, in this industry, there are like very less manufacturers. So it is also an opportunity for the company to expand their business and implement some other small industries and the machines. Beyond this, it is also at the high cost. So basically, soap and the oil has the high cost in the Canada and all over the world. So we can also gain the a good margin in this industry. So last but not the least, the important thing is the Canada is importing a huge amount of soap and the oil from the other countries. So if we will make the soap in the Canada region, so it will like indirectly benefit the economy of the Canada. So that's why it is also important. So now I will explain the next slide. So basically, we are going to talk about the market size of this industry. So the global market size is the approximately 36 billion dollar, and the industry is expected to grow with the approximately 6%. Uh, the basically the main competitors in this industry nowadays is the major competitors are the KG company as well as PNG and the Forest Essential. And now I take over to the Comfort.
Thank you, Gajat Paul. So I will be speaking about the vision, the mission, and the values of the company. As in, this is how the company wants its clients and customers to see them, and also it helps in guiding employees on how they want the products should be, the quality of the product as well. So the vision statement for the company states that it wants to be the world most customer focused company and to ensure proper production and customer satisfaction. Its mission statement states it wants to make oil and soap that can change the customer's life. Some of the values of the company is integrity, accountability, diligence, perseverance, and discipline. Moving forward to the next slide, which explains the SWOT analysis, and this helps the company determine where it is at the moment, the challenges it has before it, and where it hopes to be in the nearest future. So for its strengths, one prominent thing is that it has a sustainable raw material resources, which is not broken. So there's always availability of raw materials. And then it also has developed channels, which are the retailers and the wholesalers. And another strength it has is accessibility to the market. So the robust market is accessible by the company. There's no restriction, and also increased demand for our product. It's a product that is used daily by the consumers, so there'll always be demand for this product. Some of the weaknesses identified is the importation expenses. It's very expensive importing raw materials, and it also takes a long time for the importation processes to be completed. So in order to overcome that, the company has to have a very big and robust storage system, and also be on its game with monitoring inventory. So one of the opportunities here identified is the good market infrastructure. Like my colleague said, Canada is one that welcomes manufacturing company. And so there's a lot of encouragement for that, for new companies hoping to start production. Then the increased global demand for supply of palm produce is also one of the advantages we hope to embrace. And the wide range of manufacturing industries available also gives us an edge as well. One major threat identified is the cost of actually erecting a manufacturing facility, which is very, very important for us to be able to run all our processes and production. There's need to have a solid infrastructure for manufacturing. So that is one of the threats identified. I would hand over to my colleague Chizoba to continue.
Okay, thank you, Comfort. So we're going to be looking at the process flow chart, how this production is being done, or manufacturing is being done. So our company deals with the production of and characterization of cooking oil and soap with crude oil. In principle, what we're saying is that the raw material in form of crude oil is absorbed by natural bleaching, which causes color changes in crude oil. Our company aims to determine how much natural bleaching oil is used to reduce the B-carotene from the crude oil to comply with the Canadian standard of cooking oil. This is what we see in the sulfonication process. Then it moves further to separation process, where we're trying to actually extract the cooking oil, from the crude oil. In this process, we see where the best mass of natural bleaching obtained in our company is 1.5 gram of the B-carotene content of 30.664 ppm. Then there's a water content, which is separated, and then fatty oil and fatty acid, which is also separated. But what we need to understand that there are other byproducts that we can get from this crude oil, which can be used to make lipstick, it can be used to make cream, but then our focus is actually oil, cooking oil, and then soap. So in the process, in the manufacturing or separation process, we separate the cooking oil and then use the byproduct to actually produce soap. So the next stage we're going to be seeing is the purification, where we actually go further to process this crude oil to obtain a clear yellow cooking oil with distinctive aroma. And then the final process is the finishing, where we put our fragrance to it, our coloring to it, to actually come up with a beautiful soap, which is also part of our finished product. I'm going to be handing over to Olumide to continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comfort. I'm sorry, thank you, Chizoba. So I'll be talking about the oil production flowchart. And in this process, crude oil is still our raw material, and then it goes through two processes, which is the physical refining and the chemical refining. For the physical refining, it goes through some stages, which includes the degumming, the bleaching, which Chizoba has mentioned, and then the deodoring. But for both processes, they have the same end product, which is the RBD palm stearin and the RBD palm olein. The RBD palm olein is what we know as palm oil, and the palm stearin is what we know as margarine or butter. It's basically the solid form, and the palm olein is the liquid form. These processes are basically called fractionation, and that is what is captured through the whole degumming process, bleaching process, the alkaline neutralization in the chemical process, and deodoring. I would be passing on to Arizo to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Olamide. Next slide, please. Okay, about inventory management. Palm company would implement the just-in-time method of inventory management. This is where the raw materials will be arranged according to the production schedule. This will lower inventory cost and ensure smooth production. It also ensures that funds are well spent on acquiring raw materials that might not be used. There will also be a focus on fast-moving goods at the show. This is to maximize profits and avoid losses that may result from dead stock. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk about supply chain here. A pump company will begin on a small scale, so its supply chain will be short that only include wholesalers and retailers. As a result, the supply chain will be oriented toward efficiency since the goods produced are uniform and not tailored to each consumer's preferences. Thank you. I will hand it over to Mohsen to continue.
Thank you, Arzu. In this part, I'm going to talk about the supply chain. And as Arzu said, the most important part of our supply chain for the first years in the palm company is the wholesalers. There are two main reasons for this. And the first one is that the wholesalers most of the times have the warehouse, so we can reduce the cost for the warehouse. And also the other one is that the wholesalers are a good channel to get the feedback from the customers. And however, in the future, we need a more complex supply chain to import, to export our items and our products. However, the wholesalers will be evaluated according to the amount of the sale completed, and also the wholesalers should ensure that the products reach to our customers in time, and when the demand rise, so the price should not be changed. And Mina will continue the presentation. Thank you.
I'm gonna explain briefly an aggregate plan and the MPS for the year 2021 and 2022. It was totally 200,000, which was equally 100,000 for each of the product, soap and oil, which can be seen here. And here is the master product schedule for each month, year 2001, 2003. For the next year, forecast is the forecast shows the increase in demand for the cooking oil. So the cooking oil production is boosted for 700,000 from 1,000 to 170, so to 170,000 cubic tons totally. Which at the end, it shows we have the 270 altogether for soap and cooking oil. For the month in February, we can see the master schedule plan by weeks. And the week of January, here it can be seen that the production of oil in the first day of the week, which is Monday, the 2nd of January, is in the highest rate, and for the salt is in the lowest rate. Oil is decreasing during the week, and for the salt is increasing during the week. Although at the end of the week, they are the same, but the trend is different. But the trend of production for both of them is almost equal during the year in 2023 and in 2022 for listening to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.